Hey there, Curvists! Welcome to the 69th episode of the Curve the Cube podcast. I am your host, Jemmy, of Flintstone Media, and this episode features Exhibit Treal. The founders, Jason Jaffle Florent, who you may remember from episode number 25, and Tracy Guiteau, who are both fine artists, and Tracy also has a background in fashion design, but in this podcast, we specifically get into their vision and their mission of Treal. And for Treal, for people who don't know what that means, it means it's like a mashup between true and real. So it's when you're being your truest, your realist, and getting down to the core of who you are, and in order to excel at your passion. So they have this mission because they're also community leaders. They're doing so much to share all that they have learned and the bumps in the journey of an artist's life, and how they're being strong examples of fortitude and really inspiring and supporting their community's youth who maybe never knew that someone could really make it as an artist, or never thought that that was a viable passion to pursue. So what they're doing is really something special and really something impactful on the South Florida community, and I was so excited to be able to talk to them. Their Exhibit Treal events bring local artists together in a safe space, free of the BS and typical pitfalls that can swallow up their talent and their careers, and instead give them a place to breathe and to thrive and to really learn the business side of being an artist, because that's not something that's really taught in school. And so Tracy and Jason have really forged this as their mission to help grow and nurture more talent. So yay to them. We talk about their events, we talk about why their mission means so much to them, and we also get into a little of what it's like growing up Haitian, because all three of us are Haitian, yeah. And it's a super fun and funny podcast, and had a great time. So you can follow Exhibit Treal all over social media as Exhibit Treal. Tough one. And their website is exhibittreal.blogspot.com, so you can follow all of the totality of their mission and their journey and the details there and all the events and what they're doing. And also look up Jason on Twitter at Jaffle the Artist, and also Tracy on Twitter at Guiteau Art. So I'm going to spell those out. Jaffle the Artist is Jafleu the Artist, and Guiteau Art is Guiteau Art. And at the very end, I treat you all, or well, I guess it's in the eye of the listener, in the ear of the listener, whether or not it's a treat, but it's a little something from the Gourds, and contains a lot of gritty language. Don't blame me, blame Snoop Dogg, but it's just a little something that I told them I would do, and so I did. So you'll enjoy that. And this episode is sponsored by my brother Gerard, and he has this company, GL Esquire Consulting, and where he gives sound legal business advice. So whether you want to start your own business or need some guidance regarding the business you own or work for, give him a call. He's a Harvard and Columbia Law graduate. He's brilliant, not as smart as me, but brilliant. And he's worked for some of the world's largest, most prestigious law firms. So give him a call. He's worked with clients in a variety of industries, from financial services, agriculture, music production, fashion, technology, the list goes on and on and on, and he's happy to bring you that expertise too. So, be sure to reach out. You can find him on Facebook at GL Esquire Consulting LLC. He's also on Twitter at JGerard Inc. Or just go to my Twitter, because you'll see me retweet him all the time. So you can follow him either way. And you can also reach out to him via email, Gerard at GLESQ, which stands for Esquire, consulting.com. So easy to reach him. So thank you also to DJ John Hitta for my music bed, as always. And that's it. Follow Curve the Cube everywhere as Curve the Cube. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. You've heard the list before. And I think that's all I have to say. So sit back and relax and get ready to get Treal. Enjoy.
Curve the Cube will now initiate.
Well, hello. How's it going? You gotta give me some love.
How's it going with you?
Good, how are you? Good, nice to meet you.
Like a breathalyzer?
No! It's just another recorder.
Oh,
I have
okay.
two. This one's a little more souped up, but...
Well, she's gonna give us a drug test.
No! Oh, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, the sister that went over there?
Yeah, because she's doing, this is some birthday party I mean, for one of those kids. One of these kids, right? And she's like, charged with
Gotcha.
I was bring that to the house, and I was like, oh, what's happening today? I didn't know that.
Here or over on the sun?
Here.
Here? Okay, cool. Let's see.
But he had it like that, you know.
Let's kind of arrange the chairs so they face each other.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then... where they want, doesn't matter to me.
Want to use this table?
Huh?
Want to use this table?
I don't really need it, but... Oh, actually, yeah, that'd be good to put one of the recorders on.
That's it.
Look at you thinking smart.
I try.
Perfect. And which chair would you prefer, Jason?
I'll just take this one.
Okay. Perfect, then I'll set this up. Good. There we go.
Yeah. Put that over there.
Oh, stop. You don't want to be the ghost on the podcast and then hear me ask a question and then laugh a few seconds later and but nothing.
She does. Like you should gear all your questions towards her.
No.
So, Tracy.
Yeah. Well, it was already a whole podcast about me before.
I know. My audience has heard enough of him. All right. So, sitting here with founding members of Exhibit Treal, right?
Right on.
Yes.
Jason Florent, who was my guest before on episode 25. So I want my listeners to rewind if they didn't hear that one and learn all about Jason and also with Tracy.
Yes.
And we are very excited to have you guys.
Woo, woo, woo.
So, yes. Oh, we were already recording.
I told you.
You didn't
when she
tell
got,
her?
I told her in advance, like, look,
No,
when she gets out of the car, she
Up in
normally.
here, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's how she got me
That's
too
how we
last
do it.
time. Yeah, yeah. I told you in advance, like,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah. Bars.
Safe space, I promise. So okay, so for my guests who are unfamiliar with the concept of Treal, can you please start there, explaining, so I don't mean my arm to get in your way.
Oh, you're good.
Let's start with that. What's the, Jason's taking pictures. How do you, what's the concept of Treal? Let's just start with that before we even get into what y'all are doing.
Like, Trill, the actual phrase Trill?
Yeah.
Oh. Back happens.
Drive-by music.
Yeah, that's gonna happen pretty often. But well, I guess it's just being truly real. It's just like that next level of, you know how like when the way I attribute it is like how Miles Davis and everything, and it had cool, and cool was like this next level. To be cool, you had to be on that plane.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like mentally just being on this next type of level, just keeping it truly real, being true.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can be cool, but can everybody be true? So,
I think everybody has the potential to.
exactly. So
But
it's like
some never tap into that.
some never do. So you know.
So how are you guys tapping into that? What's this project, Exhibit Treal? What is this?
Well, Exhibit Trail is what it is like us focusing on giving, like, we ourselves accumulated a lot of notoriety and whatnot. We've been able to do a lot of things, and there are a lot of artists talented artists who just need those opportunities as well. So it's
Very
like
true.
our way of being able to give back to them, providing them opportunities, also giving back to the community as well.
Gotcha.
Just keeping it all around true. It's for the people,
right.
you know. The people are the reason that we exist, so give it back to the people.
So how did this first get off the ground? Who had the first thought seed on it?
Those house parties.
Oh, really?
Those house parties were basically like
The one that you made me get up there and
the karaoke one,
acapella,
that
the
technically
gin and
counts as
juice.
one too. Yeah. I guess
Mean those house parties?
Yeah.
Those get you in trouble.
but it was Trill. It was just like good times, and like, you know, at one point,
Real embarrassing. I was just telling someone the other day that you made me do that.
Well, I didn't put a gun to your head. I wasn't even in the room when you
Guilt
actually
gun.
ended up doing it.
Guilt gun.
I came into it. I think you were there. That karaoke party that we did, and she ended up singing. And she
I ended up
was
doing the gin and
This
juice
video,
country
yeah.
version. It's an acapella country version of gin and juice, and I was telling some people about it, asking if they'd ever heard it, and I did a little bit, and they're like, "Oh my god, you gotta go in there and do it." I'm like, "No, I don't." Like, yes, you do it. Then this one gets involved.
Hey,
so I ended up doing
you
it.
shouldn't have let us know that you could do that.
No, you were definitely there because you videotaped it.
I know. I came
Threatened to
in
put it on
the midst of
Facebook.
you getting ready. I didn't know that you got to that point before, and I was like, "Well, shoot,
Wait,
she
so
on."
can I hear this?
Oh no!
I'll find it.
No!
It's somewhere on my page. I'm gonna
How about
find it.
this? I'll
It's a
save it
video.
as a treat for the very end.
You should add. Yeah, you should.
I gotta I gotta build it up.
It's a shirt.
I
Okay.
gotta build it up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll
Look, I
I'll
saw
make-
she's got a Flint medium stone shirt. She got on.
It's because my Curve the Cube shirt's dirty, so I gotta represent somehow, right?
The Trial shirt is dirty, and luckily Tracy's wearing
Yeah,
her
Tracy's representing.
squad. I've been busy.
I've been busy too. I had to deal with Home Depot
You
before
haven't
coming
worn
over
your
here.
shirt yet.
Huh?
You haven't had to wear your
You know
shirt
when
yet.
I said I was trying to find it?
Exactly.
It was actually in the washing machine.
Oh.
It was clean. I just put it in the
That's so
pile.
funny.
And I was like, what the hell?
I think
That's
it's always
so
smart
funny.
to watch
So
something
it's
once
like
you
an
got
ashy
it.
black.
Yeah, so tell me how did this whole, so it started at
It started
some
with
like
those-
conversations at
yeah,
the party?
It started with those parties because I was just, I was curating a whole bunch of shows prior to that, and we was just like, well, one day it was actually a solo exhibit house party, and I was like, I'm just gonna call it Exhibit Treal, so we called it that, and then in January we got an opportunity to do like a pop-up show at the Lot 23 gallery space, and so we're just like, all right, let's just call it Exhibit Treal.
Again,
And it turned out really Treal, and then we did another one, and it was like, well, I guess that's a thing now.
Yeah.
And like, it was a break for a good minute because a lot of shit happened, and in February we were doing it for Black History Month, and me and Tracy was talking, and I was like, let's just run with it. Tracy had faith in the whole Exhibit Treal thing long before I even knew it could be what it is today. And so,
Wonderful.
And so yeah, it all made sense, and here we are now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what is your involvement been with it, Tracy?
My involvement?
Yeah.
So yeah, Tracy.
Like he said, we've been involved in a lot of art shows, and I'm all over the place. So I'm always meeting up with artists and be like, man, how do I get, like, they're old to ask information. And I'm like, well, instead of us reaching out to all these people, we can do it. We've done it before. So might as well gather up a whole bunch of talented artists that we've met throughout our journey and then just make something out of it. Because I went to school in Rhode Island, and then being up north, when you go up north and you go to those underground parties, there is like this freaking energy that you get from these artists. It doesn't matter if they just paint, sing, dance, I don't know, poems and stuff like that. It's a vibe that you get. You see, I'm getting shit.
Yeah, you totally
It's
get
a
the
vibe that
goosebumps.
you get from them that is just like, you don't hear them on the radio station. So why can't we just bring that down in Florida? You don't really get that in Florida though.
Yeah.
At all. It's like you've been to one place, you've been to somewhere else. Like it's just like, okay, what's new? So it's just gathering up people that we came across and giving them the opportunity and, sharing what we've learned, and so that they can learn from our mistakes and what
Our many
crazy
mistakes.
ratchet people that we had to deal with.
That's where it comes from. Like you're trying to do something and you're gonna stumble along the way and you're gonna learn from it. So anytime you can pass on what you've learned from your mistakes, it's
I got
always
stories for days.
Stories for days.
Oh, please
Okay, share one.
Yeah, please share.
What?
Let's
Yes.
put yourself
Okay,
in
recently. Hello.
bars.
Recently.
Let them have it. Let's-
Look at you coming alive after you
I know,
thought you were gonna have anything to
Jesus.
say.
It only took a little bit.
I had an art show down in freaking Coconut Grove. I live in West Palm Beach, by the way. There was traffic. There was a storm going.
Oh,
so it
geez.
took me 2.5 hours to get down
No
there.
way.
Okay. So after I had this gallery that I was dealing with, they just so happened to give one of my paintings away to a coworker's mother without pay. I found out that the lady had the painting in her house for about 2 months.
Oh, so
right?
it wasn't on exhibit like
It
you
was-
thought it would be.
Yeah.
and-
Okay. So she's like,
Right.
"Oh, this lady, such and such," and I remember having a conversation with this lady because she was like, she was very like it. She was more into the painting than I was. So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." She's like, "Oh, I want this painting, whatever." So I told her $2,500 for the painting. She's like, "Oh, the price is worth it." Da, 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 whatever. So, people talk. So then after that, I didn't really think of it too much.
Right.
Then yesterday, he goes ahead and he tells me, I just wanted to let you know that this lady has your painting. I was like, okay.
Define has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so when is the payment gonna happen?
Right.
Dealing with a whole
Happens.
bunch of crap, I've learned to email everything. So because word of
everything in
mouth,
writing.
yes, a word of mouth is like he said, she said.
Right.
I don't have witnesses, so let me just email this.
Right.
So then he was like saying, we'll work on the payment, but she said that you, so she's gonna go ahead and do the payment for $500. I said, hold up, wait a minute.
So 5 payments of.
Exactly. So I'm like, wait. So $500. I'm like, and then the gallery is taking 30%. By the way, it cost me $200 to buy the freaking canvas.
Right.
Bars.
Right.
So what is my profit? Like $50? Are you serious?
Right.
So after,
For your time and your talent.
Yeah.
That doesn't quite add up.
nobody got time for that. So then I was like, okay. I was like, hold up. I said 25, and then he was like, well, she's very adamant. She said you said 500. I'm like, so what was the purpose of putting labels next to the painting at the art show? He was like, okay, well, she's saying that she can give you 1,000. Again, they're gonna take 30% off. I said,
no.
I got prints.
First of all, this conversation should be happening while the painting is still
Thank you.
in their possession.
Thank you. I was like, I have prints, like,
Right.
she can get a print for
Right.
$350.
Right.
But I'm not giving you, the painting original
Right.
for 1,000.
I'll be painted 8x8 for you.
Exactly. Because
So what's not gonna happen?
these paintings takes a lot of energy out of a full-time job, and then after that and it takes about on average a month or two to complete these paintings.
Yeah.
So then I'm reliving the moment right now.
Yeah. Breathe.
So-
breathe.
I was like, okay, well, then apparently this, what do you call it? This coworker, she already has an issue with me. It's like a vibe that she can sense from people. She already has an issue. And then she's getting a benefit because it's her mom.
Right.
So you're giving your mom 30%, which really, is that 30% really going to the gallery? Or are you just pocketing that just so that
Right.
your mom can pay cheaper for the freaking painting?
Right.
So then I was like, okay, bump that. You guys are not interested. I'm going to go pick
You
it up.
can say fuck that.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, I know it
I
comes out, but sometimes
I just want to be the first one to say fuck you and
No.
curse. Like, I just want to, like, last
Trust
time I
me.
was the first one to curse. I'm like, I want to be the first one to curse. That's all.
it comes out.
Milestones.
Yeah.
Gotta have
So then I drive down. I told him I was going to pick him up. I was like, I was general with it. So then I was like, when are you going to be home? And he's like, oh, around 9, 10, whatever. I said, well, you have the painting in your possession because he has 2 other paintings. Oh, may I remind you, 2 other paintings got damaged. The frame got damaged.
Oh my god.
And then they had the nerve to put it in the freaking gallery. And I was like, they're like, oh no. I'm like, but you're presenting me though.
Right.
How are you going to get a flimsy ass
It doesn't sound like this
canvas?
guy professional at all.
They've been in the game for about 5 years, I think, around 5 years, and then they're like, oh, thank you for your patience because we're growing. Fuck the growing shit.
Right.
You should have known that
That is.
crap from like the first 3 months with all those artists that you go through. Come on now.
It's even just common sense. You don't let a painting
And
walk out your door without
that's
the
another
payment.
thing
You
that
don't
we teach
put
other
a
artists.
painting up without making sure it's framed
Exactly.
properly.
We teach other artists that because someone is older than us, they ain't got no common sense
No.
80% of the time.
90.
No maturity.
Don't always go hand in hand.
Exactly. I don't care what the freak the title is, whatever. So,
Right.
so he was like, okay, I'll be down there, whatever. And I had an event
That's my sister.
down in Coconut Grove.
Uh-huh.
So the traffic was I had to get there by 7. So I'm during where everybody and their mama is getting off of work.
Yeah.
So, and then there was like a storm going on. So I finally get there. The event ended around 10. So I'm calling him. He has his phone off.
But of course.
He turns off his phone. So I was like, oh, you want to try me? Guess what? I know where you live.
Right.
I'm going to go drive at your house,
my
bang on the
gosh.
fucking door, and I'm going to sit there until somebody comes home because I know your wife and your kids live, they stay in the same house. Somebody's
Right.
going to open this door. So I guess his grandma or whatever in the house was scared because I was like kicking and screaming. And then he finally called and he was like, oh, hey, I'm on my way. I was like, okay, but you knew that I was gonna be around here. Like, why did you have your phone off? And he's like, oh, well, I'm in Brickell right now. It's gonna take me about, what he said, an hour.
Jeez.
An hour.
Look at her phone over. That was
A freaking hour, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be here, because it seemed as though like he was like trying to push it back. I don't trust people, especially with all these art dealers I have dealt with.
Right.
What they were planning on doing, because the lady held the painting for 2 months, in her mind, she's like, oh shit, so this girl's gonna come and get it. Let's go ahead and make it as difficult as possible for her, so that she'll postpone it for another day and get another freaking photographer out there, take a snippet, a Snapchat, whatever, picture of the fucking painting, and then get it printed.
There it is. You won. You got it. You got what you wanted.
I'm freaking pissed.
It came out a couple of times.
Yeah. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, she wants a picture of this painting. She wants that because it was like a storm. Especially with big paintings, you have to be outside in natural lighting. There was no sun.
Gotcha.
Like at all yesterday or whatever. So.
Unlike today.
Yeah. So when would it happen? Yeah. So then he's like, oh, wait an hour. I'm in front of the house. I'm driving around. I had to call Jason to calm my nerves. I had to get an aspirin.
I was thoroughly insane on the phone.
Yeah, I had to get an aspirin because the vein on the side of my neck, and I've had.
Oh God.
No, I had.
This just to be treated fairly.
It's crazy. Okay, that's not over. So it's around 11, 12.
No.
It was around 12. He calls.
Midnight?
Yeah, he calls.
Stop it.
And says, he said it real quick. Tracy, I'm not gonna be able to pick up the painting. I'm gonna email you I'm gonna text you the address. Click. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Did this?
She'd be like, oh, okay, because I just finished pitching my tent in your yard. I'm just here waiting. I'm waiting.
I started cooking in the kitchen.
No, he was saying that it was gonna be another hour.
I know.
So now I was like, oh hell nah. So he sent me the thing. Because he knew I was going to curse him out. That's why he hung up.
Gosh.
He sent me the address, and I'm like woo-sawing with Jason on the phone. Took me another 20, 30 minutes to get to the girl's house, which is further south, by the way. So I get to the house, and who opens the door? Her mom. And I don't really have anything against the mom because it's not her fault. Is there, like, you don't give my damn painting away like that.
Yeah.
And they know the price point of all my other pieces. This painting was huge.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Shut up. This painting was freaking huge. So then the lady saw that I really have an issue with people can read my feelings on my face, and I have a hard time like hiding whatever. So then I was like seriously dead face talking to this.
Horrible with hiding it though.
I was like, okay. Then I thought Jason was on the phone the whole entire time. Like, Jason, I'm gonna have you on the phone.
Sweet.
Because
on the phone.
Huh?
It sounded very sweet on the phone, but I was like, oh, I know.
It's all inside.
Yeah. And the lady's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. I'm so sorry. It's fine. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you know what? If this lady says sorry one more time.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, her daughter comes in, park in the car. I was like, I need this bitch to come out the car because apparently in the email too, she said she didn't know anything about this lady having my painting. It's your fucking mom, and you live with your mom.
She was there.
The mom just spilled the beans and was like, oh, that's my daughter, right? I'm like, hold up. That's your daughter. She lives here? Yeah. Oh,
So there's
really?
just a door and a mom between you and your painting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I feel like I'm giving my baby away. I'm like, girl, give me the freaking painting. So then I got that, and then she was still in the car. She did not come out. So that was one of the ratchet stories.
Right. So being involved with something that's Exhibit Treal, people can be confident that none of this bullshit is gonna come up.
We went through too much bullshit that
Right.
Go through that.
Well, it's funny because sometimes when people are dealt bullshit, they turn around and deal it back to the next people, coming up. So it's good.
No.
It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, I really believe in karma.
Yeah.
So I don't, because I ain't got no kids yet, so I don't.
Yeah.
God will handle that. And they've been handling
It's summer
They've been
16. Looking for revenge.
They've been handled.
Oh,
So
good to hear.
it's just again, my whole concept on like when you go, oh, I got haters. Like no, we don't concentrate on that because at the end of the day, when we get bullshit and ratchet shit thrown at us, is because the enemy sees what God has in store for us. So he's like throwing people left and right trying to distract
Amen.
us on our freaking goal.
It is so true.
So
That is so true.
don't have time.
I saw this quote today that I reposted that said something like, when you have a dream, when God gives you a dream, He's not checking, He doesn't care about your budget. He's not checking your bank account. He's checking your faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not only applies to money, but also can apply to opportunities that the people bring to you, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
And so there might be people who you have a dream in your heart and you're going for it and you're doing something real, and because you're doing something real, the people come and try to hate on you, and you just have to learn to push them aside and not give them your energy and keep focused on your end game.
Yeah.
So what is the end game with Exhibit Treal? Because I see like you guys have had a lot of different kind of events and stuff that you guys have been doing. Just going off the list that you sent me, house exhibit, group pop-up, rhythm of art, Young Gifted in Black, and outdoor exhibit during Tropical Cooler, and then you guys have a couple other events coming up. And so with each one of these, what is the thing that makes it Exhibit Treal? What binds all of these together? What do you hope that the group goal of all of these type of events and things are do for the community and do for other artists?
I guess Tracy's gonna let me take.
I need to rest my vocal.
Well, I think for us, like the overall goal is one that my palm's itching, so
Oh my name.
Right. One of the main thing is opportunity for artists. It's always to keep like giving them a chance so that they can learn. It's almost like artist development in a sense.
Yeah.
Where like we didn't get to get that training. So with the artists that come through, like a lot of them learn how to do prints, they learn how to ship, they learn how to deal with like clients and build up. So in essence, while we're still giving you an opportunity to like put out your artwork,
right,
we're also giving you like these lessons, these learned lessons that you can overall become a better business person as well as an artist.
Right.
Because you're not taught that.
No.
And unfortunately, a lot of the older heads that are supposed to be your mentors, they don't give you that. So it's like we provide mentorship in the same process as well, because we've learned so much through so much bull crap. And then also,
and there's, what is that saying you say? No one man
above the crew.
Thank you.
What is it?
No one man above the crew.
Gotcha.
There's no competition.
That's that quote from Juice, and I love that. And that's really our mentality, is no one man above. Because Tracy easily, as her with like the reputation that she has and all that she's done, easily by herself could just just continue focus on herself as well as myself. But it's better to, as a unit, to work to help the people.
Right.
And even with that, like, so we want to provide opportunity for the youth. Like, we just came up with an idea for doing a youth art exhibit. We've got the book drive that's happening Sunday.
I saw that.
Writing contests, just because like art has been taken out of the schools. So it's
I know, it's a shame.
right? And it's like, how do we bring that back? So this provides us an opportunity to do that by using art to help give back to our community. And like, there's Caribbean educators. We're working with them to get a scholarship through Exhibit Treal happening. And so it's just about, the overall goal is to show people, as Tracy said, no one man above the crew. We're all a unit. We have to all work together to achieve our goals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell my listeners more specifically about some of these events. Like, let's dive into what are the type of things that you've done. I mean, you touched on it, but let's really give some details on what they've been like and what has happened at them.
Well, let's see. Like first, which one is this? I thought that was one of mine. That's not one of mine. Nephews, by the way. But like, all right. One thing that we started doing is we have the Stroke is Treal classes. Well, we're more like sessions. We don't really call them classes. And what we'll do, like in the midst of the exhibit, you're able to like actually paint in the middle of it. So like we'll have like tables set up and art, and like one of the artists will be an instructor, and you just get to express yourself. So you get to have this creative energy instead of like a sip and stroke class where you're just sitting there and you're repeating what someone told you. You get to use your mind and just be free and create at the same time, soak up all that energy. Of course, the live performances. We always have those, and we're always looking for as Tracy says, we're always looking for artists that we feel are that next, like, just have something in them.
Something that thing you can't quite explain, that it factor or whatever.
It's just something, and there's so many of them, and they're just looking for that opportunity to perform, and so which is like providing those opportunities. So a lot of that's been happening.
When you say live performances, you mean someone painting live, or what do you mean?
Like singers, poets, dancers. anything that encompasses art, Exhibit Treal wants to,
Awesome.
focus. We're about that.
Sabasi ever at these?
Bossie's always at these. Yeah, he's performed at quite a few.
That's awesome. I haven't seen that cat in forever.
Oh man, him and Amanda and Jessica are the ones who are in charge of the RBGs in South Florida, and they put together every last Sunday of the month the RBG Family Fun Day and Mini Market, and that's where we're going to be exhibiting the Exhibit Trail.
Yeah, I saw that's
drive.
coming up.
And
yeah.
that is like they have been really on the ball with what they've been doing. Like they've really made a huge dent in the community, and it's all family. It's crazy because it all started in the living room. We were all doing this stuff in the living room between Jessica doing the plays and everything she was doing and the Bossy was doing and the exhibits. We were all doing it when we was in this tiny little apartment.
What's the name of that complex again? Where I did your interview?
Lot 23?
Let's not give them too much props. Fuck them.
Okay, alright, so never mind. That dang place. Hey, they gave you the living room, at least, you know.
They got enough
Lot
love.
Exhibit Trail.
That's all that matters. Yeah,
There you go.
one day we'll buy it. Shout out to the gentrification that's happening, John Ward.
Oh, gosh. So I know that my listeners can go back to your episode and just hear all about your history and how you've grown up as an artist and everything, and where your name came from and all that stuff. I want to talk to you, Tracy, about. I know you also not only do fine art, you also do fashion
I wish I could see
design.
her face.
So you went to Rhode Island. What was it?
School of Design.
Okay, so tell me about your background.
Well, again, Exhibit Treal, another one of my passions, is, and the fact that art is being taken out of schools and everything.
Right.
If it wasn't for art, I would not be here, like, on a serious note. I'm Haitian, so my parents were not...
What?
Right?
I know, nobody ever guesses. I like to drop that bomb every once in a while. Nobody guesses.
No, because I can't stand when people you don't look Haitian, like, please, like, what the hell? Like, are you serious?
It's funny, we've been around a lot of other young Haitians and whatnot, and like finding a lot of Haitian artists.
And they're tuned to this. I get so proud. I'm
Yeah.
And in Miami, you're going to see a whole bunch of them. Because
it's Miami.
Anyways, I know so many. And they're just like, I'll show you later. Like, they're just, like we have Serge Gay. He's an artist in California, and he did the cover of CeeLo. We have Manuel Pinier. He did the cover of... Only lyric I know out of that whole damn song is "Eating Your Booty Like Groceries." What is that song?
Chris Brown song, Supposed to Be.
Supposed to Be, yeah. He did the cover of Supposed to Be.
Wait, you gotta sing that line one more time. and explain why it's the one that jumps out at you.
What that line?
I want to hear that story.
No comment. Anyways, one of my friends.
It is at this point I want to reiterate that Tracy is just my business partner. We're like siblings.
One of my guy friends, he was like, we were at a club one day, and then he was like, hold up, why are you getting so excited on that lyric? I'm like, shut up. Anyway, so, back to square one.
Some things are better left unexplained.
Yeah, so you're going to be Art B. She's another one. She's a Wynwood artist. Yeah, I have DJ. He's an artist in New York. Anyways, I'm done.
She makes it so much easier. Her curating game is...
They are, I'll show you their pieces. They are just like... And then most of them went to New World School of the Arts. But anyways, because if it wasn't for art, I would have been like... Again, like, I'm Haitian, so my parents were not... And I'm the oldest. So they weren't like... Oh, Tracy's crying right now. You know, like... Let me go, what's wrong? No,
Right.
Someone said, go do something with your life and go wash the dishes. And it was just like, what the hell? I can't, like, you constantly had to be strong.
Right,
and
push
we're
those
all
emotions
human.
down.
Yeah, you're human. You have to, whatever. Anyways, so within my paintings, I've always wrote whatever was going on and painted over it. It was like my way.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
My way of just like, okay, it's over, let go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So now the paintings that I do now, I kind of let you in, but not really. I do give out bullshit summaries for those artist statements. There's too many freaking nosy people out there.
Right.
You'll see hints of like there's hidden words within my paintings that would like kind of describe. I have 2 in the car actually. I need them for a photographer. Anyways, so in elementary is when my art teacher at the time went to my mom and was like saying there's a magnet art program, and you know Haitian people. Oh, nothing is free. Said you know, but that's money they want. Nothing is free, and I was just like. When she was explaining it, I was like, oh, an art class, whatever. So then the teacher had to bring her to Rainbow, that's where I started, Rainbow Park Elementary. And then bring her and tell her what the process is. No, it's not. You don't get charged.
There's no gimmick here. Yeah. It's not 30 days free and then we hit you with a big bill, right?
The thing with the magnet art program, they extend the art class. You gotta have like a freaking extra hour in that. So
that must have sounded like heaven to you.
Yeah. In Bunch Park Elementary, girl, I was ratchet. I was with the, Shadanya Black and, Bonquisha, whatever.
Right.
I was fighting everybody and their mama.
Wow.
I didn't care if you were a teacher. I got kicked out of so many schools. My mom thought a devil was in me. Like, she was just like, she was over it. She wanted yeah, she was like, she wanted to, like, seriously, like, get rid of me because I was, like, too much to deal with. I almost poisoned my sister with like a whole bunch of. I opened the door where my mom was driving. I made a U-turn to kick my sister out.
No way!
I was just like,
you were bad.
She wasn't bad. She was Satan.
So when art class happened, before my academic English, math, I don't care what it is, it had a drawing in every book. It was never about the subject that I was going for. When art class started, they're like, if you wanted to stay in this magnet art, you're gonna have to do well in your class.
Yeah,
it was
changed everything. Wow, that's awesome.
360 for real.
Wow.
If you can double that, you go ahead.
Right.
So started in Rainbow Park. I mean, I got into a couple of fights because it was just something that I had to get into fighting. And my name Tracy means fighter.
Does it really?
Yeah. It means boxer.
That makes so much sense. That makes so much
sense. After in high school I found that out and I was like,
no kidding.
No wonder. So then
technically it wasn't
now you can always be like, Mom, it's your fault.
Yeah, right?
I know. It wasn't her fault. She was gonna name me Patricia. And I was like, ew. I'll stick with the damn Tracy. Okay? So then middle school was Norland Middle. That was, then after Norland Middle, but it was crazy. From the beginning, something in me kept on saying, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going with art. So then I went to New World School of the Art, which is like amazing high school ever.
Where's that?
Down in Miami near Bayside.
Okay, so this is the art school that you're saying a bunch of other people
of other classmates that I know. New World was like 500 students, freshman to senior. Everyone was like family. It didn't matter if you were like alumni from like 1965. We were like, once we knew each other, we were like, oh my god. And our mascot, like, we connect.
Were people from like all different walks of life, or was it just
it was just, and then it was like a college underneath, so we got, it was like a college whatever, we had college professors and all that, but it was amazing. Amazing. Anyways, so then after,
clearly you hated it.
No?
Just kidding! I'm kidding! I'm serious, like, no!
No!
I'll tell you what to...
Man, if I can go back, I'll go back that time and be like, okay. So then after that, I went to Rhode Island School of Design, which is another art, there's like an art school.
How did you find, I mean, of all the places, Rhode Island, how did that happen?
My professor was pushing me to go apply to Rhode Island, and because I'm Haitian, I was trying to get the freak out of the house. I didn't care where the hell, I didn't know nothing about Rhode Island. I was like, yo, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna get out of this house, and be out. Because I was so done with it, like, done. Old school Haitians, like, oh, go get me a cup of water. And it's like, yo, the cup of water is right there. Seriously,
That's not the point, though.
I had my grandma one time. She was like washing the dishes. My grandma lived across the street. It's my mom's house and my grandma's house. She's, Tracy! Tracy! I was like, what? Come over here. So I come. Oh, go get that dish soap.
No way!
I was like, oh, to it or not. She's on the floor just scrubbing this pot, and she's like, "Go get me that dish soap right there." I'm like, "You called me all the way across the street for a dish soap."
Just want to let you know.
But you came though.
And I get a fast.
No, she was screaming like
I get a
bloody
fast
murder.
forward a few days from my brother's listening to this, and he's literally cracking up right now. Because, you know,
It's annoying, man. Anyways, so I was like,
I'm actually remembering all like the big parties that, you know, at my parents' friend's house when it's like a gang of families all together.
Yeah.
And you'd be in my brother and I, we'd be in the kids would all be in one room or be hanging out in the garage, whatever, and we'd hear our name being called. We'd go out there and all the way out to the other side of the house, my dad would be like, "Can you go get my whatever from your mom's purse?" What you just called me all the way out here. It's 10 feet away. It's 10 feet away.
don't let it be a freaking family member out of state. That's even worse. That's when you're supposed to be a specific name to so-and-so. Anyways.
Flashbacks.
Good God. So then, yeah, that's why I went. I was like, I didn't know nothing about no Rhode Island. They're like, "Oh, we have this class." I'm like, "What? You got fashion design here?" She's like, "Tracy, did you visit this college?" Nope. Don't care.
It's all the way in butt fuck Egypt.
I don't care. As far as I can get, the better. That's why I live in West Palm. I hope they're not listening.
Oh.
So,
Plot twist.
Promises. I mean.
yeah, so I went to Rhode Island, and after that, but it was always something that, but even when I went to Rhode Island, I had a full scholarship there. My parents was like, "Upa felaja." No, I mean, they covered the tuition, but they didn't cover housing, which was like another loan. But they're like, "Art, fashion, why don't you go to the medical field?"
I was just gonna say, doctor.
Jesus.
Right.
So then after that, I went to New York. Trying to went into the fashion field. Did the fashion week up there. Amazing opportunity, but I hated New York.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What did you hate the most about it?
I had to depend on everybody and their mama for transportation. Are you freaking serious? Why can't I have my car? And the thing is, it's like, if you have a car, that's another mortgage.
Oh, yeah. Just to park it.
Yeah. I was like, because I had this, one of my friends, she lives in Harlem, and she was like saying that she pays around $1,000 just for parking.
It's crazy.
I was like, you must be out of your goddamn mind.
Crazy.
That is food money.
That's when you move into your car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what? Fuck that.
Don't mind washing the ass, just live in your car. But
Gosh.
the apartment that was in was just like ridiculous. I was like, I'm getting paid. It was like most of my check was going to the freaking apartment, and it was so tiny. I swear, I couldn't turn around without my ass just like rubbing against one of the walls.
That's New York.
So then, and then the commute was from Manhattan to Flatbush.
I don't know what that's like. I don't know really where
It
Flatbush
took
is.
forever.
Did it? Mm.
About 2 hours
Oh, jeez.
each way.
Ugh.
And then I got stopped. And then I was like, okay, I'm over it. So then I moved back to Florida, got some other job in the retail business and as a manager, and that didn't work out because I already look young. So back then, they're like, call a manager, and I come out, they're like,
Right.
where's your manager? I'm like, I am a manager. They're like, who's above you? I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done. So then with all the retail, and then I worked for another fashion company down in Weston, and they went bankrupt. They started copying Ed Hardy, and then the lady wanted us to wear leggings, and then she had the nerve to keep on coming to my desk with these. She's an older woman, and she keeps on wearing leggings, and I was like, can you keep your camel toe away from my fucking desk? Like, she had no shame.
Because if you're sitting down and she walks up to you, it's right there.
It's right there.
Right there.
Jesus. So, yeah, they went bankrupt. And then after disappointing jobs, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try the nursing thing. Mm-hmm. I got a full scholarship for nursing for an RN. I was like, oh, okay, I ain't got to pay for nothing. All right, cool. Until they said that there was like, I had to do like basically community service or something like that. I had to basically work for free for close to a freaking year. But then I was like, what about my other bills?
Huh.
And then what else happened? Oh, I didn't get to the hospital part. I think I was in there for like 2 months. I think I was doing my academic classes at that point.
This is actually the first time I ever heard about this part.
Oh, okay. Well, and I think it was like academic at that point because I didn't get into like, oh, stick the needle, whatever. And there's a guy that was next to the tree. I was waiting for class. And he was pulling a booger from the back of his damn brain. I don't know what the hell.
What?
He was just like snorting, but it sounded like he was just like, it was so long. And I was like, okay. I can't do this.
You were done.
I'm done. And then my mom was like, oh, Tracy, I see you don't go to, you haven't been going to class. I'm like, I can't do it. She's like, what happened? I was like, somebody was like pulling boogers out of them. And then she's like, Tracy, that's it? You didn't see nothing?
Yeah, if you can't handle that, you're not meant to be a nurse.
Exactly. And then she was like, oh, you know, you'll get used to it. I'm like, but I don't want to get used to that.
Yeah.
And then I was like thinking about the old people in there and how I'm very sensitive with like elderly. I'm like, they're gonna be dying, and I'm like, maybe I can like make little paintings for them. And then it went back to painting again. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just. And then God was like saying, Tracy, you sitting on a gold mine. Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't give you this talent just to like paint for yourself, because that's what I was doing. Because all of my pieces are so personal. That I didn't want to have like the whole art show and all that. All of them was like crammed in my apartment, and until my friend was like, "What the hell are you doing? You should be like putting this out."
Yeah.
And then and then I met, and then that's when the ratchetivity began.
For the record, the L's, not me.
Ratchetivity.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It began.
Oh.
I'm the sophisticated to this whole thing.
You're the what?
I'm the sophisticated to her ratchet.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to like.
Sorry if I'm laughing only because I'm laughing at that.
No, because
You insisted that I'm not sophisticated.
I know you too well, Jason.
Well,
No, there's times when I'm like, yo, Jason, you need to help me, because I'm about to curse whoever this person out. Say, like, Tracy, what's the meaning of this? None of your damn business. So I'm like, how do you put that, nicely, or
Well, it's tough because as an artist, whether you're, a painter or something like that, or you're a poet, or you're a musician, if you're doing something that's really true to your heart, you're literally taking your heart out of your chest and like splattering it on a canvas. And it can be hard to have to talk about that over and over and over again because it comes from such a pure, sensitive place.
Like this one painting. I had this painting on all my business cards. I really want it back, but I'm like, hopefully this person will just reach out and be like, oh my God, I have one of your paintings. I'm like, really? Where do you live? What's your social security number, please? I need to pick that up real quick.
Oh my gosh! So as you're thinking about the future of Exhibit Treal, you guys have something going on tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow during the RMG Family Fun Day, we're doing an art exhibit and book drive.
And book drive. Yeah. Where did the idea to pair up a book drive into it come from?
Looking at my nephew.
Yeah.
I was looking because he has a lot of books, and it's like that whole aspect again with education and literacy is important, and it's like reading, like it just opens your mind and it just takes you to a whole nother level. And it's like, well, we got to encourage the kids to read.
Exactly. People don't read no more.
Yeah,
right.
Look at
It's so true.
Yeah. So it's like, how do we do that? All right. Well, I know people got books. And it's like, it's a great way to start it by getting a youth drive, like getting the book drive going, and then we start build up a name, and then we can start our own book club. And just provide out. So again, it's just using arts to open doors to do the things that we want. It's really just doing the things that you wanted as a kid, but as an adult, finding ways to make it happen.
Right.
Because the kids don't have that.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like everything that you're doing there's a big focus on the community. I'm going to read a quote that I actually grabbed off of your website because you guys were talking about a recent car ride you had, and the quote says, being of African descent equaled everything that makes America cool.
Oh yeah, that's from Ludo said,
Ludlow.
Yes, thank you. Ludlow said that from Africa Cool when we went to the exhibit. And I was like, that, and because the way he said that and how he brought it into that whole thing about being cool and how everything cool in America really comes from being anyone who's from any form of African descent, from the music, dance, song, and all that stuff. So it's like, so with us and being Treal, it's like bringing making like having the kids realize reading is cool. It's true. It is, you know, opening your mind and expressing yourself. That is what's up. You can do that, and there's so many things that you can like achieve by doing that. So,
and I think also part of it is bringing back the pride.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of forces that cause us to lose pride in who we are as African American, Haitian, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Oh God, especially about being Haitian. God.
That's like the lowest of the low.
Right, and
you're
so
called Haitian. You're like, oh,
right, and so
like,
the
oh my
more
God.
people understand the roots of things like jazz music, like art, like XYZ, you name it, the more that people can be tied into the richness of their own culture and gain that pride again and want to duplicate that and push that forward and explore it more. Yeah. So I think that's
culture is
really
important. It's like, it's really important. We live in a society, I think we had this similar conversation last time, where like, because of your skin tone, you can be killed just coming out the street. And so they try to make you think that who you are, from like the bad connotations that came with being Haitian and all that stuff. They try to make you feel like that's a negative thing. It's like, no, there's so much positive beauty in who you are. So it's like, that's one of the reasons why we focus on primarily black artists.
Yeah.
Because if you go to any art exhibit, any random art exhibit, and there's nothing but white people in there, and all the artwork's made by white people, it's just an art exhibit. If it's the same exhibit, and there's still a whole bunch of white people there, but the art happened to be made by black artists, it's now classified as a black art exhibit. It's no longer considered an art exhibit.
Right.
So it's like, why is it
It's true.
Right? So it's like, that's going to
right.
be the issue. Why should it be a problem then if we focus on giving opportunities for these black artists? Because it's so much easier. You can be the most garbage white artist in the world, and you will get far. You can get really far. It's so much more easier for you to get an opportunity than versus a black artist who's been working their butts off with crazy talent.
Yeah.
So it's like, why shouldn't we be allowed to focus on that and bring that pride back? Like, yo, because you are black, because you're Haitian, because you're African, you know, your work is amazing, and people who look like you need to see that, so you can do that.
Right.
Especially the kids, when they see, like, when we did the Black History one, Young Gifted and Black, and there were like young kids in there as well, and seeing them get to pick the minds of different artists that were in there that looked just like them. Like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And like, it was that to me made me sit back and go, this is what it's about. This factor that this kid sees himself within this person, and that's what we need to keep pushing. And
Totally.
So,
You know, it's kind of makes me think, when you're talking, makes me think about Barack Obama, and going back to 2008, when this concept of a black president had been so far off the table of reality for any of us, and so it was difficult for people to understand why our communities were rallying around and so excited about his potential. And I think that taps into it. It's because finally there could be somebody who was the president, the highest office in the United States of America, that young kids could look at and say, oh, I can do that?
that's a possible thing.
I can achieve that? I can be that? Instead of never even having it be in anywhere near their consciousness that was even a possibility.
That's a direct parallel you can draw within us. Like, we grew up where there was never a black president. So for us, that was not really a thing that we thought.
Never even thought about it.
You know, it's like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Versus my nephew, who all his life, he's 6-year-old, all he known was a black president.
Yeah.
So it's like, to him, you tell him
Stark
like you couldn't,
difference.
he'd be like, what do you mean? Like,
Right.
It
It just seems ludicrous that that's not a concept.
And it's sad that it took this long for that to be a thing.
Right.
And now we have the country doing a whole parallel switch up.
Yeah.
But that's even with like the way the RBGs is set up, or like with Jessica with poetry and most, it's important for us to keep pushing us and showing that we are capable of doing these things. We are doing these things, and you can too.
Yeah.
Even adults, it's like I get approached by adults who are like, "Damn, man, I didn't know that people who look like us could do these things," and it inspires them to do better. And
Right.
it's like that way it means a lot to us. So community is everything, because it's just, we have to be that. You have to be that person that you wanted and needed as a kid.
Exactly.
Because if you don't do that, then what's the point of being here?
Right. That's that's brilliant. So where can people find out information about what's coming up for you guys and become a part of it or support it? How can you get involved?
Facebook, exhibit. If you look, we're every social media now. Like Snapchat, we're on it. We don't use it that much. Working on it.
Yeah, me neither. Same thing. I think I've done one.
Yeah.
It's really
I
sad.
think I did 2.
Darn it, you beat me.
Everything Exhibit Treal. Like with Facebook, you know we're pretty consistent on there. Twitter, Instagram, the blog. We have the blog that we have going, exhibittrail.blogspot. That's been very helpful with like really detailing everything. So I would highly recommend people definitely subscribe to the blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Even with like interviews, it's like, okay, you can check the blog out and see everything that we've done. And it's like,
Right.
all right, that helps a lot. 'Cause
Right.
content is important, especially when we're getting like approached by other people and businesses, and they're like, okay, what can you do for us? It's like, well, here's the history that shows everything we have done. So now you can't alter what we do.
Right.
You have to take us for what we do and allow us to do our thing, or just don't bother us at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well said. Very well said. Well, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I think what you guys are doing is so fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay. And oh, I do. Okay, so let me make good on my promise. Crap. I didn't say you could videotape it,
Hey, bro.
woman.
It's already on the net.
Okay, I'll just take the videotape the tip of your nose.
Oh, whatever. Just do it. If you're gonna do it, just do it.
Do it. Get it
All
out.
right. It's just the first verse because all I can remember. All right, here we go. So much drama in the LBC. It's kinda hard being Snoop D-O-double-G, but I somehow, some way keep coming up with funky ass shit nearly every single day. And kinda kick a little something for the G's and make a few friends as I breeze through. Don't you know it's 2 in the morning and the party's still jumping? 'Cause my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on, and they ain't living up 6 in the morning. So what you gonna do? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. Turn off the lights and close the doors, but what? We don't love them whores, and we're gonna smoke an ounce to that. G's up, hoes down, while you motherfuckers bounce to that. Oh no, you're going rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back with a mind on my money, my money on my mind, rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back with a mind on my money and my money on my mind.
I need to understand, why is this a thing that you know how to do? I was like, I've never questioned it until we did it. I was like, you know what? What? Like, what makes you sit around one day and go, you know what? It's like, I want to sit there and
I can't remember the name of the group off the top of my head. I'll have to mention it when I do the write-up. But so I had this friend years and years and years ago, and she played this for me. And I was like, what is this? And immediately I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could be on a fly on the wall the first time Snoop Dogg hears this, if he hasn't heard it yet, because that would be amazing. And we listened to it so much that I just memorized it. I remember we used to do karaoke all the time. And I remember one night we were out, and karaoke was kind of dead, and we're like, we're gonna fucking liven this shit up. And so we were like, we said the karaoke host, we're like, we don't need any music, and we just got up on the mic, and she and I just started doing, and the crowd at first was like, what are they doing? And then you can see it slowly sink in. They're like, as they recognize it, they're like, what? And then they started all getting in on it. So it's just been this thing for like 10, 15 years.
Sounds about right.
Yep, that's me. So, all right, so let's sign off the podcast, and it's super easy. This time we're gonna say let's do hands in. All right, let's do hands in, hands in, hands in. All right, and we'll do 1, 2, 3 exhibit Treal. How's that?
All right.
Curve the cube with 1, 2, 3 exhibit Treal.
Tracy didn't do it.
She's too busy filming. It's all good. Thanks, guys.
I did do. I wrote the house.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Yay!
You have successfully curved the cube.